The Denver Nuggets are able to beat the San Antonio Spurs. Jokic, MPJ dominate. Victor Wembanyama looked just as good as advertised. The Nuggets are on the first night of a back-to-back, playing versus LA Clippers tomorrow. Let's talk about tonight's game and what we can expect going forward. Going on, y'all? This is your boy Swipa. Hope you having a great night. And again, I hope you had some time to spend with your family and loved ones. This was a really incredible game for the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets are able to come away with a victory, 132 to 120, and it took a lot. It took a lot. And I say it took a lot in that at the end of the game, when the Denver Nuggets should have had the game going away, they had to put the starters back in just because the groove is just still not there. I think Malone, people were saying, well, why is Jokic still in the game? All this other stuff. Here's the thing. The Nuggets have not been good lately. They've not been a good NBA team the last 2 weeks, and they haven't won. They've lost 5 of their last 7 prior to tonight. So I think for Michael Malone, it was like, you know what? Tonight's one of the nights where you're not playing a team that's of the same stature as you, that's not going to push you to your limits. You need to get back in the groove of finishing games together. And so they were able to stay out there until about a minute and 30 left when Joker exited the game. But up until that point, they got it down to a 16-point lead, 13-point lead, and the Nuggets had to put it back. So, again, this is a team that is trying to find itself after falling off just a little bit over the last 2 weeks. But today, Nikola Jokic tonight had 39 points in 34 minutes, 11 rebounds, and 9 assists, 17 and 29 from the field. That's 58%. No threes taken. He was 5 of 5 from the free throw line, 1 steal, and a plus 14. Really just a great game from Joker all the way around. His ability, obviously, to dominate was put on full display yet today. Obviously, one of the great things about Victor Wembanyama, who we're going to talk about here in a little bit as well, he is a 7'4", just absolute freak of an athlete. The way he's able to move on the court, the amount of space he takes up, his rim protection, he's just a beast in getting on the traffic lanes and all that. And so even if we just talk about it a little bit right now, Victor Wembanyama tonight had 22, 11, and 2. He was a minus 10 in the game. They were down by 24 points at one point. He only shot 7 of 17, but he had 4 blocks and 6 steals tonight. And especially versus a team like the Denver Nuggets, where the Nuggets are one of the best passing teams in the league, and they're looking to find opportunities to get people to the basket for easy shots. Victor was all over the place, and Joker made it a point. I wouldn't say intentionally in terms of being demonstrative, but when he had an opportunity to go at Victor Wembanyama, he did. He had several floaters and hook shots that he hit over Vic today. But again, I think a lot of this is the Nuggets were trying to find ways to mitigate some of his presence. Now, the Nuggets had a great offense today just because Zach Collins, Jeremy Sohan, and Victor Wembanyama, and Trey Jones, and Devin Vassell came off the bench smoking. They just don't have a lot of high-quality defenders, especially at this stage in development. So a lot of this today was just about how do we maximize what we have and getting to the rim, finishing well, all those other things. So it was just a really good game for the Nuggets today. Jokic on the season now is averaging 28.8, 13.4, 8.9 rebounds on a 63.7% true shooting. True shooting has dropped precipitously because of the shooting slump that he's been in from the three-point line and the free throw line. He also hasn't been shooting super well from. But that's going to hopefully continue to go up as the season goes on. He now has 57% from the field, 31% from the three, and 79% from the line. So his numbers are just down basically across the board. And a lot of this is shot profile that he's had because of the three-pointers. Then on top of that, obviously without Jamal, the team is just a little different. And he's taking a lot of shots right now. So one of the great things about tonight is that this hopefully is an opportunity for the Nuggets to get into the groove of playing basketball at a high level and winning and being able to put a team away. And with Jokic, Michael Porter Jr. was excellent tonight. Michael tonight, in 33 minutes, 25.7 rebounds and 2 assists, 8 of 14 from the field, 4 of 9 from 3, 5 of 6 from the free throw line, 1 block. He was also a plus 15 tonight. Michael Porter Jr. had to play the game as well. He crossed C.D. Osman and then hit him with the got to the basket. Victor Wembanyama was there, went up strong, and then went with the George, the Iceman, Gervin finger roll and laid it up off the backboard. and he ended up hitting it for a and one opportunity, and it was the play of the night. And you like seeing that Michael Porter Jr. is feeling confident and he's playing within himself. Porter was just really good, and he actually got the main assignment tonight on Victor Wembanyama, and he performed up to task. Vic is obviously going to get his because he's again just a freak athlete, but just even from a battling standpoint, one on one on the glass, and just making sure you're making him work. He did a really, really good job of that today. So shout out to Michael Porter Jr. for the performance he was able to put up. Contavious Caldwell Pope, 16 points, 1 rebound, and 6 assists, 5 of 7 from the field, 2 of 4 from three, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 1 steal. He was a +6. He did stagger with the bench a little bit today, and then, like I said, things started kind of cascading as the game went on for the Nuggets, just because they just weren't playing as consistent as they needed to close the game out. But really good defensive game from KCP today. And again, as a secondary ball handler, if he needs to be, KCP just has a lot of playmaking chops for a player that's playing in that role. And I mean specifically playing a two-way guard that doesn't have the ball because Murray, Gordon, MPJ, and Jokic are on the court. But he's shown that he can do it. And I actually feel really confident that if the Denver Nuggets went to a lineup of Christian Braun and KCP, not just Christian, but really even more so, maybe KCP could be able to shoulder some of that playmaking and passing role. So really good today from him. Reggie Jackson, really good game. 28 minutes, 20 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists, 7 of 10 from the field, 3 of 3 from three, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, 1 steal, +15 for Reggie Jackson tonight. The Colorado kid does it yet again. Had a bad game versus the Rockets, but able to come back for 27 and 6 on 7 of 10. Didn't have the same ball pressure he was facing earlier versus the Rockets, but a +15. Really, really freaking good game for Reggie Jackson, and especially with the stagger. He just makes the lineup stagger work so much better. And we saw some different variations today because at one point in time with the starters, we got a nice little modification just because Malone is obviously trying to tinker with the bench units a little bit. He's taking Collins, Gillespie, and Jalen Pickett all the way out of the rotation. And so at one point in time in the game, the Nuggets were staggering Christian Braun, Julian Strawther, Justin Holiday, who got the start today for Aaron Gordon, Peyton Watson, and Nikola Jokic. And that lineup was actually cooking just because everybody was playing defense really well. And that means Reggie was also staggering with non-Joker minutes. So, again, really, really good game from Reggie today, 27 and 6. Justin Holiday, 5 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists in 27 minutes. He was a +15 as well. He just knows what he's doing. And I think a player that's a veteran, that's used to playing in the league for as long as he has at this point, you just need somebody that knows where to be on the court, knows how to space the floor, knows how to attack. And he did that today at a really high level and offered really good minutes. So all the starters today, +15 for Holiday, +15 for Reggie, +6 for KCP, +15 for Porter, +14 for Jokic. Really good game. Christian Braun today, 5 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. Good defense, though. He was only 1 of 5 from the field, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, was attacking relentlessly, getting to the basket. He wasn't even on the plus-minus tonight, but his minutes were really important. And like I said, Christian Braun, Julian Strawther, Justin Holiday, Peyton Watson, and Joker was a new lineup today that actually worked really effectively. So look to see more of that. Bounce back game from Peyton Watson. Peyton Watson, 22 minutes, 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. 2 of 6 from the field, 0 of 2 from three, but he did have 2 blocked, and he was a +5. Now, here's the thing about Peyton Watson. Peyton Watson is his thing is energy. His thing is playing with a lot of intensity. If he is not, he's not an effective player. But when he's slashing, when he's attacking the glass, when he's attacking the rim, when he's playing really good defense and he's rotating, he's playing good off-ball defense, he's running in transition on both ends of the court, that's where he becomes the most effectual version of himself at this point in time in his career. But I think some of this is because you're young, you just can't always operate in the mental space you need to because you're figuring everything out. But I think if he wants to be successful, then I think a lot of this is just playing 100 miles an hour, diving on the floor for loose balls, skying for rebounds, and then obviously contested opportunities at the rim or closing out. He had a great block. He had 2 really great blocks. One at the rim, that was the spectacular block, but he also had one on a 3-point attempt where he was late to a closeout, but full sprint, full extend in the air, and blocked it out of bounds. And again, Peyton Watson has everything in him to be a first-team All-NBA defender, but he has to do it consistently. And this is a really good game from Peyton Watson. Julian Strawther today, 10 points, 1 rebound, and 4 assists in 19 minutes. 4 of 8 from the field, 2 of 4 from three, 3 steals, +7. Julian, Peyton, Christian. That for me is the bona fide bench three with Reggie Jackson, Julian, Peyton, Christian. Those three players need to be able to perform 2/3 of the season, meaning out of every 3 games, they need to be able to play well at least 2 of those 3 games. Because that 6'7" Strother or 6'7" Peyton, 6'6" Strother, 6'6" Christian, when you have wings that are able to move and cut and offer some shooting and some playmaking, 4 assists for Christian, 4 assists for Julian, 2 assists for Peyton. You need them to play similarly like this versus quality competition. Now they have, we've seen them do it, but it's about doing it again more consistently. So I said 2 of every 3 games. If you can get this, then it's more than good enough. But those 3 players are really special, man. And I'm really excited to see how they continue to build into the season. DeAndre Jordan has 6 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist. He was 3 of 3 from the field, and he was a +2. They played Zeke Naji 1 minute today, and Zeke Naji got 2 fouls in 1 minute and was a -2, and the team did not look good. So they put DeAndre Jordan in there, and in 12 minutes, he has 6 points and 6 rebounds and 1 assist, and he was a +2 and just looked better than Zeke. Having a big that can roll and that can play at the rim and rebound, there's just not – that's something that the Nuggets just don't have at Zeke. Zeke is a very good switch defender 1 through 5. He can do that consistently. Can't shoot, not a great finisher, and just doesn't have a lot of confidence right now. So I think Zeke can still be a good player, but it's just the inconsistencies today and in his hands, and like he's just getting off balance a lot. It's not that Jordan was perfect. You know, Jordan also had a turnover that was really inexcusable as well. But again, Zeke just has to play better. You know, he really does. The Nuggets shot 56% from the field on 50 of 89. They shot 43% from 3 on 12 of 28 and 80% from the line on 20 of 25. The Spurs shot 45% from the field, 38% from 3. They shot 85% from the free throw line. The Nuggets had 19 turnovers today, very high. The Spurs only had 15. The Nuggets did have 38 assists to the Spurs 34, and they had 38 assists on 50 made baskets, by the way, for Denver Nuggets. That's almost 80% of their baskets. They had 3 blocks to the Spurs 6, 8 steals to the Spurs 10, and 25 personal fouls to the Spurs 22. So the Denver Nuggets get the job done. Tomorrow they play on NBA TV. They have a national TV game versus the Los Angeles Clippers, where we're going to find out if they can keep this winning streak up, if they have found a little bit of a recipe and rhythm to get back on track to what they were doing to start the year off. They're now sitting at 11-6. The standings, they are currently tied for the 3rd seed, and they're a game and a half behind the 1st seed. So, again, you can move back up to where you belong in the Western Conference if you get another win. So, y'all, again, make sure y'all hit the like button, the share button, subscribe. We're getting up to 15,000 subscribers this season, y'all. We'll be back tomorrow night. Nuggets, Clippers. I will see y'all on the other side.